Guys, 1997 Chevy 3500 dually beltech, 9607 9606 drop kit, 3 in the front, 4 in the back. I've already got the spindles on the front. Should have shot a video on the front, but there's plenty of videos out there doing spindles. It's pretty easy. It's just an extra giant hub. The beltech kit. I'm going to show you what we're going to discard. The original spring mounts are right here. They're riveted in. Matavo blade. Get a Matavo blade and about a 2-foot punch. Good hammer. Cut them off. Punch them out. You can see the original ones right there still in that one. Of course, your leaf spring stops. You don't need those. U-bolts, I would recommend go ahead and use some U-bolts before you start, or that's going to happen to you because they're going to be rusted out. You might get lucky and have some that look like that could be usable, but one side wasn't. You can see it's completely rusted through all around there. Monument Chevrolet, Pasadena, Texas. That's where I got those. 25 bucks a piece. I would recommend getting them. And if you don't need them, you can return them. But you don't want to be in the middle of this project and be screwed like I was. The overload springs, don't need. The spacer, you don't need. Those rivets are a pain in the butt. Hard to do. It's impossible to do without taking the bed off. I just don't see how anybody could do it. Shackles are pretty easy in the back. The only problem I had with this kit was beltech bracket. They said to use original holes. That's impossible. I couldn't. When I did, that's the original holes. You can see how far I am right now. But when I used them, I had my leaf springs so far forward they just would not sit down straight. So mark your leaf springs, line them up good. Put the you can see the shim there. Put the shim under there. Mark your leaf springs. Set them down, tighten them up. Then do this bracket. This piece right here, I drilled that hole so this bolt can come through so I could tighten it up after it was on there. Beltech, they say cut it off so this could cover it because there's not a hole there. But I wanted the hole there so I could tighten it up once it was on there. So I drilled the hole through it so that could poke through. New U-bolts. Spacers, you can see them right there. 1-inch spacers, Tractor Supply, 4 of them, cut them in half. Gives you the 8 good ones. Works perfect. Passenger side spring bracket. This is your brake cable. It has an ear on the back of it which doesn't allow this to fold back. It wants to roll forward and it was touching the spring, so I cut it so it could fold back. Works fine. Other than that, they say grind this off so this could fit, and I ground it off, wasted a bunch of time. It was unnecessary. That spring was not going on where they said it was. It was just had everything all jacked up. So that's how far off I am, both sides. It comes with a transmission spacer, carrier bearing spacer. I did not put them on because they say you had to cut the cab for the carrier bearing or it would rub. That was on a regular cab, not a 4-door. I got plenty of room under there. If you can see, I don't need to do that, so I didn't use the spacers for now. And I've already drove it. Rides fine, rides smooth. The bump stops they sent me, I did not use them either. In my opinion, they looked a little too short. There's the original ones. Now, it may bottom out when I pull something once a year maybe, so I just left them on there. This was blocking me from putting a hole there anyways, so original bump stops I left on, didn't use theirs. Line your springs up, put the shims in original position, tighten them down, then attack the brackets. This one over here, I had to butcher it trying to listen to what they said, and it was disappointing. The emergency brake cable, it was originally right here. There's a line you can barely see that says bolted to this bracket. That's impossible. So right directly underneath it is a hole in the frame. Here's my bracket. I just relocated it from here to there, tightened it up, works fine, works great. Other than that, shackles were easy. Like I said, do the shackles. Well, of course, separate your springs, pull your springs apart, get rid of the overload spring and the spacer, trash it, set them on there, drill that hole, place it back together, bolt it down. Don't tighten these up. Don't tighten the shackles yet. Wait till it's on the ground to tighten them. But do line up your springs, correct spot, shim, make sure it sits good on the shim, bolt that stuff down, set it on the ground, tighten up the shackle, tighten up your bracket. That's the way I did it. Works and rides smooth. Hopefully this video will help y'all, because I've looked on the internet for a while trying to find a way to drop this and look at videos, and there ain't any. So it was a beltech 9607, 9606, 3 in the front, 4 in the back.